To draft a full scale bodice, guys, just get your pattern paper like this and mark a border line. This is 1 inch up and 1 inch by the side. So get the highest circumference, which is in this case is the hip measurement, divide by 4 and then add like 3 inches extra. Then mark it the way you're seeing me mark. I'm just marking 20 inches here. That is the value I got. So I just connected that 20 inches like this on a straight line. All right, then I'm further dividing that 20 inches into 2, so it gives me 10 inches. So I'm basically dividing the pattern paper into 2, the block. So I divided the block into 2 so that I'll be able to draft the back pattern and the front pattern on the same piece of paper. So I just marked that side and this is the front. So I'm going ahead now to put my measurement from shoulder to 8 inches, which is the bust point, and then to 15 inches, which is the waist point. That is what I'm marking. I'm marking 15 inches. The front length is 15 inches. So I'm just connecting that 15 inches. I'm also connecting the bust measurement like this. Then from that waist measurement, I'm going to mark the hip length. From waist to the hip is 6.5 inches. I just marked it there. So I'm connecting it now. This is the hip line. I've connected it. So I'm just going ahead now to impute the shoulder measurement and then the armhole. The armhole is 7 inches. I'm just connecting it. Then on that armhole line, I just want to put my bust measurement, divide by 4. I just connected it. It's about 8 inches. This is what I connected there. So I'm just drawing a straight line from the shoulder to that point like so. So I'm just going ahead now to do the shoulder slope with 1 inch and then I'll slant it like this. Okay, so now I'm putting the nipple to nipple measurement, which is 7 inches divided by 2 gives me 3.5 inches. That is the bust span. Then on this hip line, I came up by 1 inch because the dart will not get to that hip line. So I just connected it straight like this. Okay, so on the waist length, the waist part, I'm just coming out and coming in by half inch for the dart intake. This is for the dart intake. All right, so I'm connecting it to the nipple point like this. I'm connecting it also this way. All right, and also connecting it to the hip point like this. So this is our dart. Our fish eye dart is ready. So just go ahead and label this so that you will know which is which. Okay, so I just labeled it. Now let me impute the waist measurement, divide by 4, the value I've put there. Then I have to return this dart, which is 1 inch. Always return any dart you take. So I impute the hip measurement, grab my curve ruler and connect it like this, and I'll just curve it in this way. All right, this is it. I'm just curving the hip line. All right, so now I'm just dividing the armhole into 2 to get the midpoint. This is the midpoint, and I'll come in by 1 inch. This 1 inch is for our armhole curve, so I'll connect it like this to like this. So I'm just connecting the armhole curve. All right, I've connected it. So the next thing is just to impute the neckline, which is 3 by 3 for this front pattern. The front panel is 3 by 3. All right, so I'll just go ahead and use my straight ruler to connect it. Then I'll also connect it to the neck. Then I'll go in with my curve ruler to just give it that normal neck curve. Okay, so for the back, go ahead and do the same thing. Get your shoulder to bust point, your shoulder to waist. For the back length is 14 inches. It's shorter than the front length. So I'm just connecting it like this. Just connecting this other one. So I'll just measure from my waist to my hip and then I'll impute it at the back panel so that everything will be the same. All right, so I just imputed what I have from my waist to my hip on the back also. All right, mind you, the back is 1 inch shorter than the front. All right, then I'm just imputing the nipple to nipple measurements like this. That is the bust span, which is 3.5 inches. Okay, then I'm just coming up by 1 inch the same way we did for the front. I'm just connecting it like this with a straight ruler. All right, I'm connecting it. Then I'll just go ahead now and label it as usual so that I will not be confused. Just label your pattern. All right, the next thing is to impute ½ inch for the dart intake on both sides, then connect it the way we connected the front. Is basically the same thing. Just connect it, then connect this one as well like this. This is it, guys. Okay, so this is it. So the next you want to do is just to impute the shoulder measurement. Is the same thing, all right? Then your armhole, the same length. Then draw a straight line this way, and then go ahead now and impute your bust measurement divided by 4 on that line like we did for the front, and then get the midpoint. Guys, it's basically the same thing. The only difference with the back is that the back is shorter than the front. Okay, shorter than the front. Then for that place, just go in by half an inch instead of 1 inch. Then for the back neckline is 3 by 1. Then connect it like this. Yes. Then go ahead and slope the shoulder by 1 inch. Then connect it to the neck point this way. All right. Then get your curve ruler and curve in your armhole. Okay. Good. This is it. So the next you want to do is just to tighten your back by 0.75. The waist, tighten it by 0.75. Connect it to the neck, and then you can also connect it to the hip as well. You can also use the straight ruler to connect this hip line. Okay, but I like using this curve ruler because of the back bulge to eliminate it completely. So I'm going ahead to impute the waist measurement divided by 4. I'll replace this dart. This dart is 1 inch. I'll replace it this way. I'll also replace this 0.75 here so that my fabric, my measurement will not be shorting. Then I'll just go ahead and impute the hip measurement, and I'll connect it this way. Okay, guys, even if it is looking funny, don't worry. When you take in your dart, everything will come back to its shape. I just want to reshape that neck slope. I just remarked it. Then I'm going ahead to impute my 1 inch dart. You know that the back is shorter than the front, so we need to use our dart to balance it. By the time we sew this dart now, the front and the back will now be equal. So you must impute that dart, especially if the front and the back are not the same. If the front and the back, if you made it the same length, you might not need to impute the dart. Okay, but because this front and the back length are completely different by 1 inch, so you must impute that 1 inch dart by the bust part, so that by the time you close it or by the time you sew it, you see that the back and the front will now become 15 inches, okay, or 14 inches, or now become the same length. All right, so let's go ahead and just finish up the cutting. I'm just basically cutting the front first of all. Just put it aside. Then the next thing I want to do is to open just the leg of the dart. Open it like this so that I'll be able to close it up. I've opened it, so I'll go ahead now. I'll just close it with my tape this way. Just close it like this. See, the bust has popped up. Then use your tape to close it up this way. Cut it out. Okay, so this is it. I'm done with the front. Let's go ahead and cut the back. This is the back panel. All right, they're going to cut on that second line. All right, the one that has the back tightening, that is where you're cutting. You're not cutting on the straight line. Okay, so cut on the back tightening line so that it will eliminate any excess bulge you might have on your fabric after sewing it. All right, so this is it, guys. I'll just go ahead and just cut it out, and then I'll show you what it looks, the final look. Okay, guys, please like this video and share it. If you have any question, go ahead and ask your questions in the comment section. I will always be here to answer all of your questions. Okay, so this is it, guys. I'm done cutting it. This is the front and this is the back. You can see they are both equal. All right, because we made use of our bust darts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.